Greetings dear listeners, welcome to episode 29 of the Megrow podcast. COVID is still in the news, but at the time of recording this podcast, this is no longer the big unknown. Most organizations have found ways to mitigate the corresponding risks. Some organizations call themselves, pun intended, COVID positively transformed. Having said that, I think it's a good point in time to look forward and reflect on what we have learned during the recent past, which changes are likely here to stay and which adjustments should be reversed or developed even further. I use a hypothetical organization, let's call it RB Inc., to illustrate my point. COVID was the change agent forcing RB Inc. into rapid digitalization. Electronic payment was introduced, home office became the norm, some services were converted to virtual only, just to name three. Now most of these transformations happened in 2020 or 2021. Now let's forward to mid-2022, i.e. today. From a risk and opportunity perspective, it's a good time now to reflect about these changes that were introduced not too long ago and decide how to develop them further. For instance, should RBC Inc. offer even more of its services online, continue a hybrid working model, or abandon the change and return to face-to-face only? I'm cognizant that some of you are change and crisis fatigued now. However, I strongly believe it's a very good time, appropriately managed by the respective leadership, to reflect and decide on a few more adjustments if they seem plausible and sensible. This is an excellent opportunity to adjust and turn your organization into an even better one. Why is it a good time? Stakeholders are used to change, so you will likely spend significantly less time convincing others now. Secondly, you have a very good understanding of the evolutionary capabilities of your organization. You now know what your organization is capable of delivering, at what quality and within what time. In other words, it's now easier, more efficient and more effective to make further amendments to your services and processes than it ever was and probably, or hopefully, will be in a long time. Grab this very chance right now. You might wonder how these ponderings are connected to enterprise risk management. Quite simple, good ERM looks at the opportunities arising from uncertainties as well as the mitigation of downside. In more practical terms, thoroughly look at your key risk and opportunity map again and debate whether any adjustments to services, products and/or internal processes could transform your organization even further. Such discussions are not rocket science, but they're not entirely trivial either. We have supported different organizations during such challenging yet highly impactful discussions. Contact us in case you'd like to hear more about how to reap the benefits post a crisis. Dear listeners, thank you very much for staying with me during the past few minutes. Head over, listen, watch and subscribe to the channel to receive automatic updates. By the way, we've just released our first ever podcast episode in German to cater for our clients and other stakeholders who prefer Deutsch over English. In the meantime, enjoy whatever you're doing, stay safe and stay tuned for our next episode, which is due for release in early September. Goodbye for now.